Okay, now that you've learned what a scatter plot is with your doodle notes, we're going to go through now and we're going to do some practice. So remember, you're still going to need your ruler. And you can see this is bivariate data. We've got number of days and we've got number of visitors. And so we have two sets of, and we also have average daily temperature. And so we have to pay very close attention on our graph here to what it is that we are graphing. Average daily temperature, that's here. And then we've got the number of visitors is here. So the one that is not being graphed would be the number of days. Okay? So, directions. Given below is the number of visitors at a beach during 10 days. Use this information to plot points on the graph. The points are given on another sheet of paper. Oh, they had separate little dots and we're not doing that. Determine the type of association between the two quantities. So we are not doing this part right here. Sorry, I forgot they had a separate sheet of paper. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to take this data and we're going to plot it down here. So for number of visitors, that is your y-axis, average temperature is your x-axis. So at 82 degrees, there's 125 visitors. So if you struggle with being able to track, a ruler is a great tool. So for 82 degrees, we have roughly 125 visitors. At 84 degrees, we have 225. Okay. At 300 degrees, 300 visitors is 86 degrees, which is right here. Okay. And 325 is right about here. It's a third of the way up. And we're looking at, for 325, also 86 visitors, which is going to be right above this other dot. Then at 87 degrees, they dropped back down to 125 visitors. And I apologize, this dot should have been a little bit higher. And so if that happens, you can just put an X over it like that. So 87 degrees would be splitting the difference here. Then at 88 degrees, they had 450 visitors. Okay, and at 89 degrees, they had 525. And at 450 visitors was when it was 92 degrees outside. And then the 600 is for 94. Okay, so again, what kind of correlation do we have here? Positive, negative, or no correlation? It's moving up. The hotter it gets outside, the more visitors that come to the beach. So there is a positive correlation. Now the question says, are there any outliers? Remember, your outlier is the information that lies outside your data. And so if I'm looking at my data here, do I have an outlier? Yes, I do. He's right here. This guy is my outlier. Okay? And that's right here where it was just a low number of visitors that day. And maybe that didn't have to do with the temperature. Maybe it was raining that day. Maybe there was something wrong at the beach and they had it, maybe something else was going on in town, like a parade or something, or a carnival, and so it pulled a lot of people away from the beach. And so those outliers can have extenuating data that don't affect it. Okay? All right, so now we're going to do our trend line. Okay? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't count our outlier. So we want to kind of split this the best we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we split it, let's just say like right here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then these two are kind of on it. And again, your outlier doesn't matter in your trend line. So that's a really good trend line. If yours is slightly different, that's okay. All right, so this is going to go on the right side next to your doodle notes.